Okay, we have like a good 2 hours and a half. Yeah, about till 10:30 basically. 82 subscribers is good. Content live. Copy this. Give ourselves a like. It's cool. Amazing. No, no. Paste this here. Save. Close. Swear to fucking God. Super annoying, luckily. So now we can play hopefully for 2 hours and a half uninterrupted. Maybe. But maybe. Remember, I need to find the blue jacket.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact.
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids. Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
The kids don't reply. Absorb.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
I hid them. The twins were going to take them. They're stupid.
We're going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
Oh,
Oh.
yep, she lost them.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Aw, feels bad, man.
My mom's outside. And I don't really know about my dad. Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart. They look identical.
Cute.
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
know. Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks
No.
angry.
I wanna take it from her. What's a soft bird?
It's Lammy. He's my friend.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Yes. Very soft. Isn't he soft? Bye!
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding.
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection.
Wait. Take a longer look at yourself and how you... Metaphor. It's always metaphor. This is more important than you.
Oh yeah. Is it?
That's the blood of industry you see before you. The engines of fortune once roared here. Great wealth poured into Revish. The engines stopped. The West Revisholian industrial base was dismantled after the war. Now, extinguished coke furnaces dot the landscape. A landscape. Filth. This needs environmental action now. Yes, fortune left you too. The scruffy-haired little boy kicked.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like he knows. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran. Possibly.
Welcome to the fishing village.
Oh,
Please
hello.
lean in closer. I have cataracts. Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want
Don't
any
you
trouble
worry.
either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen. Oh, the usual.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Maybe they are afraid, because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then,
Oh,
because
cute.
that's the I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Ah, look at me ramble on. Stay. Most people here are trying to live. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
Oh.
I won't charge you for it. take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the
Nice.
RCM. That's exactly how we get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty
Why do you
now.
left you behind?
I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the
I will
police.
not.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room.
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of...
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east. But they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them. I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up every now and then, and an old one disappears and is forgotten. Here, for you, no officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about. Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans. And now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets. And makeshift cinder block house. The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
It's cold, cynical.
Riddles. Fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless
Aren't we all
nothing.
lost?
Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days. Maybe it would be easy, but right now you want something from me, right? Over there you can find an old military hospital. After the war, now the goodwill
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. Some things just don't fly, officer.
Within 300 years
Look
old.
around.
So, they don't hold services there anymore?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accident.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. Music from
sea.
across the sea. Huh. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church.
Interesting.
I don't like.
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be some of note. The old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed. No one. That's why it's closed.
Yep.
It was once a bus. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight in. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, used to be a supply depot. We think, sending
yes.
goods and ammo across the bay. It's jam shut though. We tried, and now you know everything there is to know about this. Me? Now it's your turn, Mr. Why, I guess I will hurry. He did too many narcotics. So many, he fell off his boat. What do you want with a lot?
That's an excellent question, ma'am.
He probably pawned it for booze and then forgot about it. You know how... Are you getting a reward for it at least? What? You're fetching someone's missing laundry free of charge? Did you...
In fact, he does.
None of my business, either way. Anyhow, you might ask Lillian if...
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new... After we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling and...
The key turns with...
At least I don't have to pay 20 every day.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. Your hand trembles as you scratch your cheek. Oh no, that's not how a grown man should. Thank God, I would have cut you. The water reflects back, a vague image
I only have
of your
1
face,
HP, so...
nose bulbous and red. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be... An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. What are the other ones?
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story.
Oh.
It's to intimidate folks, mostly. It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I use to keep these animals in check? You would put me in an early grave. What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Coach means the expression.
No one wants to talk about how frightened they are. But only frightened people are really dangerous. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying. Gone. To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned... Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a... She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take... Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day.
True.
Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Let's see. Who are you looking for? I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate? Aha! Like snowmen.
Yeah, pretty much.
2 odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like. Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen? Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle-class ones either. Could do with some landed gentry, but apparently they don't make those anymore. Wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working-class husband. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
She seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Remarkable. That one already lost everything else, and now is Jack. It's a good thing, too, that he has an actual police officer looking for it.
True.
Good old doom spiral. Upper management to the core.
That's odd. Is she actually impressed?
How sweet of you. It really is. I check around the abandoned fish market on the boardwalk. Drunks are inexplicably drawn to
Nice.
markets.
Thanks
Might be
for
why
guiding
they
me.
have such...
A phenomenon that the spectral hand theory of the mob...
If one of them lost something, that's as good a place to start looking. Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the wave. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is...
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hit. This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
Wood. Pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal,
Nice.
fish, other odd sea
That's what
creatures.
they read brings.
A mine washed ashore one. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say the mines. Mines. You need mines.
And go where? The fish are plentiful here and we get enough orders to get by. It's not great, but it's something. People imagine picking up and finding something better is an easy
Yeah.
solution. But how is that supposed to work when all your time and energy goes to staying alive? You have almost nothing to set aside to actually fight your way out.
Most relatable line so far in this game.
Hordes of wild, homeless people roaming the lands. Nomads scattered across an endless plain. In a dystopian world where tear is the only value.
I don't mean to complain about my pauper life. We are warm and fed here and... I don't know. There's just something about this shithole.
Can you go through here? Nope. I hear it for some reason. Honey.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting. So you see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe.
No. Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth. That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
It should work.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Voila! Looks very modern. You're part of the future brigade. The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
There is a touch of guilt in his voice.
Yes, the pulsing base. A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
There's something on the sea ice there. You jam the pry bar
Nice.
between the lock and the staple and apply force. The pathetic old wood, rusty screws, and one nail stand no chance against the forces of... Suddenly, the pry bar snaps. Metal shavings fly everywhere. The upper half, between the lock and the staple, falls to the ground with a thunk.
I don't know. You don't? Or maybe we'll find a new one. I don't carry more than one pry bar with me. I thought this was a lousy way to enter a place of worship.
Nothing happens. Only the
I don't think that's good.
heavy wooden doors. The padlock. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole... This cheap look. It'll be easier to break.
Really? I broke my...
Heavy wooden...
Basically, I should have just listened to him. Man.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand...
It's military. A service. The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the...
metal payphone under a yellow plastic.
Okay.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable. Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you end of tone?
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died. Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice is...
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like weight. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard. Calling. Again? Someone.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity.
No, but I got a feeling I'll kick your ass is gonna make an appearance.
Phone. Disconnect. Tone. Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. I'm sure he'll be
Please give me a soap. Nope.
The smell. It's awful, and it doesn't help. Don't you recognize it? That hideous punch. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. The lieutenant has already brought a hat. There's some tear, and 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka. No, there's more in there. Livis straw.
a tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness. Whoever tossed it here was... You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it. It's no older than a day. It's hard to concentrate. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle.
Definitely did.
Right next to him, half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer.
Another dead body. Calm now. Careful. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers. The leather jacket suits him well. A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue. Oh, you find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his... You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well, his expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops height, 170 to 170. He was confused when he died. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. A dried chunk of blood.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal.
They screech under your feet
Most
ominously.
likely.
It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the... You see waves churning below. He could have easily disappeared into a 0.75 liter Tallulah vodka. It's mid-market spirits.
Tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time.
True. It feels Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. The blackness of death. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. So
He ate the whole pack, right? I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take.
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Looks like one of the locals. But that's just a lazy assumption.
A dead working.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband? The bright blue lining? Well,
Yep.
he's definitely someone's husband. Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely... But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward...
There's some tear.
Still want more empathy.
You see, a once bright mural towering, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops along.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right?
Oh,
I was
wow.
just telling my son about this building.
Nice to meet you.
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately. But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
I hate work sometimes. And usually it's always after work. This should cover everything. Just move this there. Maybe. After this. Let's go back to the game. Whee.
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Apologies, it's an acronym for Research and Development. You're probably more familiar with RTD. Research and Technology.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. It looks old and weathered.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But it was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing, which is a feat of engineering, even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM.
He assumes something like a combat stance.
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Okay.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced
moved their
prototypes,
dreams and crushed their
possibly
thoughts.
from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel, lighting up.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation, and they used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being, what's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created... It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book.
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what... 10 years ago, I did a little... freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Womty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time.
Wait, did he just say he did it? He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dum said, what the hell is a wump? This is all ninsy-pinsy garbage for sissy people.
The Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Actually, I think there is. No,
In fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary... But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionary setting fire to this precious device. Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback. Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story...
He means that the boys got shot by the communists.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet.
The boy looks first at you.
But of course, what else? I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing...
Of course, Detective. I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal... If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity.
This guy really has a
Anyway,
lot of time in his head.
That's just a little something that sprang to mind. You were saying? Sure. What's on your mind? But of course. What else? No, thanks to you for having me and little Michaela here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Found him.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer?
You sound annoying.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Hello, what the fucking
The lieutenant
racist?
raises his eyebrows slightly. And yellow man. That sounds awfully familiar.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization. I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here. Dark times will do that to good men. My mug? Why would you think that? Oh, no, that's not... Why would I be calling to a broken mug? Okay, I admit it.
There we
I
go.
threw the mug away in
We
the
got the
trash
right
container
parts.
behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
Are you though?
You're not going to find me, are you?
Using a standard form, officer.
Probably there was something.
It's 50 real. You're getting off easy. In return, we expect info.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing.
That caught me off
Just
guard.
answering some questions.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
Officer, please. Let me explain. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash. Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another.
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave it so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell.
Makes sense.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have.
Disgraced. No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash con...
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
What sound? Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. What? I haven't the slightest. There's armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was...
There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely.
I hope I could help your investigation. In my small way. I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug. But
He's not feeling too comfortable in his own skin.
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along
This
the
guy
way.
is
But
definitely
I don't
hiding
usually
things.
go in for picnics like this on my own.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one? Well, this is that racist.
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact. Oh, yes, of course he is. I was just speaking about his...
Sounds like some conspiracy topic. You might be able...
Not many...
Do you remember how, when we met... Well, this is that racist.
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. No problem at all.
Sounds like some conspiracy topic.
So this
You
works.
might be able to... That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to... Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when...
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
This shame.
Gary! What?
Later, Morale!
No, you've got explaining to do.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view, but so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his
And you wanted
clothes
some for
all
yourself.
over the yard. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called
It's
you Yellow Man.
yeah, don't be racist.
Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
They were thoroughly conservative men. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology.
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But because I was weak, I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later. Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this.
And time to talk to the other dude. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to talk to this guy
Nice
first,
and
but it's
easy.
okay.
No way out, little guys.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like
Who's there? Oh, the police.
his self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly.
To what do I owe the...
That's sarcasm.
Oh, no. It's all right. I'm just busy. Hey, of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the AL-81.
About the whole story.
You broke
No,
the
it's
water
fine.
lock with a motor carriage. But there was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena,
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going. By woman, you mean my wife,
Yes.
I assume?
Go back.
We'll return to her. I can't let... My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Won't let Lena down. Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
I'm doing this for science, and so is she. Of course it's important to her.
Yeah, shit,
She's
just
seen
fucking
it.
imagine it.
A verified sighting, yes. That's how we first came to know one another, in fact.
Needless to say, you must ask.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the...
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Well, be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help. Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do,
Yeah.
I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from...
I hope you're not pain.
It is precious. There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. Another we set in Land's End. The third is set near the canal. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this? Is it?
If you think it's important.
Right. Which means you two can pack up.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear.
Finally, someone's...
Thank you for your help.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, but what if the information is vital on the hunt?
Okay, next we need... Authority is nice, Exploitation is good. Sure, to just try this out.
We'll be on our way soon. Thank you again.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water. You don't have a reason to. Nothing. There's a trap in the reeds behind you. The ruins of a locusts are crawling around in the trap.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go. I meant no offense.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, 10 meters away. Other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the
These are the
planks,
company
the
men.
sand. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. The abundance of bullet holes, a host of men. They stand, ordinary people. Foreign
I think
dissidents,
it's far too nice to
unwashed.
skip.
Maybe you should change it. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. The commandant.
I don't know. I don't know who died here. Lined up beside the hall. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservative.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe.
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition for. To be honest, if a
cold sea.
I got some XP. What's there?
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall.
Yeah.
With another 7 shades, a host of men. They stand, facing the ordinary people. Foreign dissidents, unwashed. Maybe you should change it. They were prey. A cold sea wind. This is the trap. This trap is also full of...
Another empty trap. Of course. Noted.
The reeds, the later it gets.
We should go back. Need to talk to the station.
Tequila sunset.
Ah, tequila. Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. I'm not taking it. Either bring it back.
You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant.
This trap's nothing but...
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
The lieutenant stretches his...
Question is, where's the last one?
Wow, a very large red... Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you. A giant sword in each hand. Smells like worn cotton with a...
Sniffing is okay.
You're not imagining it.
Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was... I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'm a fan. Most people don't think that the man from Helmdale... I mean, even if the man from Helmdale didn't exist before the adventure novels...
Okay.
You sound skeptical. Besides, I've been to Kotla. Though not quite as...
His theory isn't exactly very... Stop talking about this, nerds.
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I deal in goods, not services. 2
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I sympathize, I do. Hello again. How can I help you?
Oh wow.
Feeling warm and enthralled, a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
How would I know?
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting.
Rolodon is just something you know, I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. So much disappointment. An early death. No one's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor. We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. A bad idea. The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then, so I came to Martinez. I like the theory more than the story.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Sure thing. Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
Sure, man. Have you tried it before?
It's almost like he's worried. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire. Go ahead then, he thinks. He won't be your knock, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
If you say so. Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
Of course.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that economy.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and...
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
I think it's this one.
Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
The speakers below are banged up.
Everything still...
Come back in a bit. I just need to talk to the officer.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the few.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. The armor was produced by Fair West. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese Pharmaceutical. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Yes, that is the most recent name the ACP has been able to connect to the CBP. No, they work with sediments and somatosensor, it seems.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular
Yes, but the ACP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records.
Yeah, makes sense.
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then. Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to...
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer?
Roger that. 10...
Nice. Let's go talk to the library person. Not here.
Hello again, sir.
Must have something.
Hello again, esteemed officer. And welcome. Oh, yes. How's my precious? You must be kidding. Good, sir.
Such criminal behavior would not...
Those countries will realize...
Yes, we've had quite...
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid.
I guess we have to come back another time.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Oh, you don't want to hear about
Reflexively.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. I looked up, and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but for years it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing... We were on our first date when I told him my story. You should have seen his face. He said my descriptions matched the phasmid down to a T. Its white marble limbs, the way it moved.
Yes, go on.
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
You're welcome, sweetie.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own.
Goodness, how is he? Did he say why he hasn't...
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier.
Oh, yes. That's my Maria. But I am so relieved to hear that he's up.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging bodies fail.
Can I help you?
What is this thing?
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you.
People just don't know how
No,
to
give me
accept
money.
gifts, especially taxidermy.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like...
It's not actually about that.
Do I have a shape?
He sounds, and it's not.
Am I where am I? Because I'm...
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with...
Like what? Got the 20 real?
Oh, fuck off.
Then why are you wasting my time and yours? Another thing, yes?
The man ponders his cook. You see, the door challenge. The steel doesn't even tremble. Now you're hanging from the... Okay, it was a challenge. The door challenge. You're right. The door looks positive.
And...
Again?
Yes? What is it? It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
Oh, I remember. We need to go kick Kuno's dad's ass.
Just an ordinary war.
Give me a moment. The waiters are at the end of this hallway, right next to the commute.
You hear someone, a poor
Do you have a warrant?
Let's go.
Later then. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number...
Surely it will
The
work
shackle
now. Thank you.
snaps like a twig.
After you, detective.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads, Kraz Mar...
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
The lieutenant raises a brow.
Thank you for sharing this wonderful opinion on human sex. There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology. He was definitely controversial. The tenant here seems to like him. There aren't many communists around. Whoever lives here, definitely. There aren't many communists around.
Yeah, get a bullet.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain.
And the place comes with 3 months' worth of utilities.
shabby door had no response. The apartment numbers have fallen off the door. Good thing you already have the chain cutters in your hand. Snip.
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering
Okay.
a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle. Score! It's right there, baby. Today's your lucky day.
Good. Confiscate.
The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the loot. You pocket the bottle as if... A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stain in the dark. It looks like a nest. Something underneath there is... It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large... You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
What is there to do? We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services.
Yep.
The almshouse would turn him down. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides...
Years. The pile of blankets grunts miserably. The man groans once again.
Yes.
But his tongue keeps failing him. And then it dawns upon you. Pigs. He's trying to call you pigs. His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated.
At least he got to say his piece. Well, judging by the color of his hair...
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest.
No, it really doesn't. This looks very... This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but...
Yep.
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen.
Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight. Look, he's trying to communicate.
Silence. Only...
I'm afraid it is.
And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a groan rises from the...
Actually, we need to talk to Joyce. Let's try to talk to her.
Trying to sneak up on...
Oh, yeah.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could not. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away. The hardened vitreous enamel At once sleek, you really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability. Certainly. Remember, this is a highly special for the day you... Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks, and they might... Yes. If you...
Hello again.
I don't think there'll be anything new here, but might as well check it out.
You're back. Good. What can I love you did?
Fast, observantly, like an electronic.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
I remember there was a place there we haven't checked, so let me see.
Hello again.
Turns out I was wrong.
Give me a moment.
You have anything new?
Officer, God damn it.
Not yet. What about you?
It is such a pleasure to see you again. Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of...
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her...
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago.
Unlucky.
It was a quiet passage. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
died. No use sugarcoating it.
Departed. We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart.
Oh, damn.
She was René's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal.
And then you stole her from me.
Oh, wow.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her.
We were just boys then. This was different. No point starting this all over again.
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast? She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get
Women,
married.
right?
Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy.
He suddenly remembers you are still there.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Sweet, sweet Jenny. Of course.
Okay. Any more perceptions? I think I need more of this. Also, something here, but it never goes away. Finally. So annoying every time you pass through here.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person. Nope. Don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse.
Hey, isn't he like smoking right now? The smell is in the air.
Okay. But this is my last one.
Let the offer damn cigarettes, I have a back.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plot. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event.
I mean, we
that
know
took place
that's
some
me.
days ago. It's a message, written in the language of... Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling and then accelerated straight into the fence. Left a hole big enough for the Franco 9. The driver proceeded to back out
Here,
of the yard,
went here,
barely stopping
and then we
before
crashed
hitting
the
the
bridge.
adjacent building, before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard. Well, you did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
That's one way to look at it.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about
are so good.
anything. Here, pig, we're falling now. Performance buddies. Kuno could already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. Pig's in Kuno's debt now. Money debt.
Money debt doesn't mean anything. He's just saying.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it.
Kilo, it's
First,
clearly
you
a
give
value,
Kuno
though.
Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way, street way. Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distraction style. That's some sick shit.
Not a single muscle moves on the lieutenant.
Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo. Kuno knows what Kuno means.
Kuno means gram.
Wow, that's heavy. There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honourable like
Yeah, I
that.
got my XP.
There is no movement on the lieutenant's face, but he does not.
Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig? Yeah, so fucking what? Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
He's trying to fuck you again.
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno...
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life?
Yeah, we got plans.
Yeah, you do some sambo shit, sneak in. Is the hooker...
Sambo is an acronym for Samoan boxing, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. Just...
What?
His posture changes.
Yep.
The swaying rooster motion stops for a second. Then he gets it going again.
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
Kuno window?
Yeah. Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Fucking coma shit. Stroke shit.
Yeah, let's give him. Let's
Kuno's
talk him up.
dad is so fucking violent. He's had a stroke many times. Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Kuno's gonna go out like Kuno's
That's
dad.
sad.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
There's a touch of grief in there.
Get your fucking nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think because you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed, your friends now turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is...
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
Fuck right there, way.
You can guess.
That's right, it's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground, Leroy shit, ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno!
Yeah, pig, this shit is done. Now get the fuck out of Kuno's face. Kuno does...
Okay, going on. Oh yeah, let's put the new pens. They're pretty good. I can pawn most of these things.
An old call box with a matrix. You ring the... What an ominous... You hear the say... All you hear is stat... You ring... Try again.
Thank you for calling the 24-hour window company. This is an automated message. Are you experiencing a window...
No, not a window-related one.
12 name cards on the call box. You ring... Try again. 12 name cards. You ring... Try again.
Thank you for calling the
12 name cards. You wait for a minute. Looks like someone has melted. Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident. Silence. Nothing happened. Silence. This button.
This...
A lorry, the smell of cigarettes. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled. Voila, a stack of neatly folded.
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mess of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commute to Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex no storm will ever drown Revachol. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the...
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribe, with cool names like La Puta Madre and Ahora Mas. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere. Here's bad news. They had best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick.
The stack of maps looks just like before. Barely. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's an issue of... It looks like...
The Ulan frequency...
The pull-out toolbox slides... Looks like the frequency dial is...
Strange.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other with that...
No, that's on 78.9. What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. Doesn't look like...
The ghostly actresses. These, one of them. There's definitely perfume. The remnants of a sweet juniper scent. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you. You wedge us. But one sandpaper adds extra. The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. But you close the...
Still nothing I can do here. It's unfortunate.
old monuments.
I remember this. Can we do anything with this old lady? We'll try to move on.
The woman is still hunched over the wreck.
Huh?
Okay, I guess we go back to the other place, try to find the other trap. And then we can try to find another way to the church. They're here, so might I'll check for bad luck or something. Whatever it's called.
You see rows of toy big men on big
Franco-Nigerian knights.
A long they're not all blue. These figurines also.
Which ones?
This set of soldiers isn't.
You're probably I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Okay.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves. And your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you long.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's spawn some stuff.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. Alright, let's see it. Oh, no. I don't need bloodthirsty. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinez with that kind of money. Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are. But
anything else you're thinking of selling?
Let's sell the postcards. Yeah, we can't sell the die. Or the other die. Or the gun. This will come in handy at some point. Let's sell some clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. More than sure. What else have you got? Another time, perhaps.
Nothing we can do for now. I'm looking. Can't I find his jacket here?
what a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular.
Welcome to Hyundalov.
Oh, there might unlock another thing here, but oh well. So I need to find one more trap. Can't you just jump over, please? I was here before, there's nothing. I have a good amount of bottles that we can sell. Oh, drama. Sure. Okay, drunk people. Kids.
drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, and chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. The road is smooth and motley, craters filled with a black asphalt, a tub warm with water, white with soap. His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up. Hope craters pocked the surface. Children, there's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies. Tragedy comes from the wheels of the wind moves.
Hello, mister. Yes, I am. That's nice. My mom is great. She's Bye!
Wonder if there would be something to give her later on as a gift.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. The
No. I won't even... I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well.
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I...
You see, a slogan.
You have any else to say, since we'll probably never come back here?
Hello again.
Nope. Yeah, bye-bye. Try to call again.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is up. Calling, calling, calling. Still.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
The phone gets hanged up fast as lightning.
Should have
All you
tried.
hear is a little shuffle of not disconnect to calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
Writing. I hate writing so much.
The man, you do not hear the customary disconnect. Seems like it did not have time to swallow. Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying. You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial. Strange. This is not how you started before. 414447 1117361. Yes. 451 67 451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. An ultra-long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. Calling, the saddest sound in the world. Calling still. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. You're breathing. The lieutenant is too far away to calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice.
Hello?
Am I dead?
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you. Who is this? You're not a Kingsman, Harry. You're drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. To work. The academy, where I work.
No.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I don't dispute that you have been charged with protecting the people of a particularly challenging district. But poverty does not make one a loser. Poverty is just poverty.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown.
Honestly, so you saved here. Check this one, I'm pretty sure I did.
Nothing has changed.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? An installation. Us poor people are stupid and don't get installations. All I see is a heap of trash. This actually calls for a funeral, I think. Police business. I understand. Anything I can... Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share...
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals.
Oh wow.
It's easiest to...
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we...
You like the Capri funeral idea? You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable. Call it.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work. Check this. Hey, you're not Ted.
Disconnect. Calling. Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
There is nothing.
The man you do not seems like it did not have time to. Lucky you. The call went too fast for straight. You dialed 411. Yes. 4th and ultra calling. Calling. The sad callings. The handset starts slipping from your sweat. Calling. 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 Then.
Hello? Who is this? Dora. Who is this?
Dora. The name feels like a gift and fight. In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. Bed springs right. It doesn't matter if you react or not. You still think you hear a man's voice.
No. It's you, isn't it? You're not a Kingsman, Harry. You're drunk. Because it's me. Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain. She does not answer anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine
At least we
ran
don't
out
die
of
this
money.
time.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. This life is garbage. You dial in the middle of it. A familiar calling. Calling. It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Calling.
Harry, please.
Despair creeps into you. Getting fat on your
Okay, let's not go on again without
whatever.
this.
You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from.
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end.
Nothing you can say. Cop gives up.
Okay, just leave it for now. We'll come back later.
Heavy wooden door. Nothing happened.
I don't think that...
An old door, worn by elements.
There must be one trap around here.
It takes you a moment. The reeds sway in the coast. The wind picks up here. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not. Good.
The reeds the wind picks up here. The wind picks.
I kinda have to close for the day. Unfortunately, today is a short stream type of days. I guess I'll just save here and leave for now. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please like and subscribe and continue. Tomorrow will continue. Hopefully it'll be a longer stream.